everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Unlock Project podcast, where we dive into the innovative world of circular bioeconomy. The Unlock Project is a Horizon 2020 EU research and innovation project that has received funding from the Bio-based Industries Joint Undertaking. The Unlock Project is all about being smart with what we have and turning waste feathers into eco-friendly materials for a greener and more sustainable future. I'm your host, my name is Meryl, and this podcast is brought to you by Greenovate Europe, who is leading the communication and dissemination activities within the Unlock project. In each episode, we'll be introducing one project partner who is collaborating on this innovative EU-funded initiative. In today's episode, we'll be speaking with Sarah Montes from CIDETEC. She's the project coordinator and will give us an overview of the Unlock project. We will learn about CIDETEC's role in the project, the Unlock project's objectives, the innovative techniques involved in turning feathers into eco-friendly materials, and the inspiring impact the project aims to achieve. So, Sarah, it's really a pleasure to have you here for our first podcast episode to learn more about the Unlock project. But before we dive into the Unlock project, my first question to you, could you introduce yourself, tell us about CIDETEC and CIDETEC's role in the Unlock project?
Hello, Mirel. Well, my name is Sarah Montes. I'm a researcher at the Polymer and Composite Unit at CIDETEC since 2004. And for around 10 years, I've been focused on the valorization of biomass, waste, and biodegradable plastic materials. I have coordinated 3 European projects and more than 40 projects at national and regional level. And of course, I am the coordinator of Unlock. Regarding CIDETEC, it's a research organization divided in 3 main institutes, such as energy storage, nanomedicine, and surface engineering, to which the Polymer and Composite Unit belongs. In Unlock, CIDETEC, apart from being the coordinator, is responsible of the development of the feather-based compounds or formulations for the target application of the project.
Wow, that's very impressive. Can you maybe tell us a bit more about the Unlock project and about the main objectives?
Well, the main objective of the project is the development of a feather-based bioeconomy. Within the project, we are going to address, or we are addressing the whole value chain regarding this feather-based bioeconomy, from the waste generation through the treatment of feathers up to the manufacturing of innovative end products for agricultural applications.
And what would you say is the key aspect that makes the project so innovative?
Well, most of the existing value chains in bioeconomy right now are focused on cellulosic materials. But we think that there is still different sources of biomass that can be used to create valuable products, such as the use of feather waste.
So feather waste is the innovative part about Unlock. Could you share with us how you get the idea to the project?
We started exploring the potential of feathers as raw material in a previous project, in a previous European project, the Karma 2020, with very good results. And one of the most relevant findings of Karma 2020 was the potential effect of feathers on the biodegradation behavior of bioplastic. And this is of particular interest in agriculture, in which customization of the biodegradability of plastic in soil can be a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm. And what inspired the project to focus then on valorizing waste feathers? Was there any specific challenge or opportunity that motivated this initiative?
Yes, we realized that to unlock the full potential of feathers, it was necessary to create a new value chain and produce treated feathers at a demo scale to allow this feather-based bioeconomy.
Interesting. And can you tell us more about the impact and results you aim to achieve through this innovative project?
Well, one of the main results expected from Unlock is the development of tailor-made biodegradable materials that can be adapted to the crop duration and needs. So we also expect to reduce the environmental impact of the produced materials through the design, in each case, of the suitable end of life of each of the products developed in Unlock.
Mhm. And of course, every project faces its challenges. So we were interested in what are the main challenges that Unlock needs to overcome to successfully valorize base feathers and establish a strong value chain. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, one of the main challenges is precisely the production at demo scale of treated feathers by the different technologies that are being evaluated in the project, and the manufacturing of feather-based intermediate and end products. So what we have to do is to upscale of these technologies up to TRL 7. TRL means technology readiness level, and 7 is the technology demonstration in an operational environment.
Okay, that's very interesting. And how is Unlock addressing these challenges? What strategies are being implemented to overcome?
Well, in the case of feather treatment, Unlock is upscaling 3 main technologies: the microbial fermentation, the mechanical grinding, and the steam explosion. And each of these technologies is suitable for one or more application of the project. In the case of the manufacturing of end products, we count on partners with a huge experience in this field. So we are taking advantage of this knowledge to develop these products.
Mhm. And what can you maybe highlight some of the benefits and advantages of using the feathers in creating these materials and products?
Yes, well, apart from the above mentioned tailor-made biodegradability, the use of feathers adds an extra input of nitrogen to soil. And from the economical point of view, the price of feathers, even the treated feathers, is lower than the current price of bioplastics. So the incorporation of feathers, it is expected to reduce the final price of the product.
And can you maybe highlight some of the main products that you're going to implement?
Yes, we are developing 5 main products within Unlock. Geotextiles, which are materials that can be used to protect soil and crops. For this purpose, we are using mechanically grown feathers, and the expected end of life is composting. Mulch films. These type of materials are widely used in agriculture and normally are made of fossil-based polyethylene. We aim at replacing them by films that are biodegradable in soil using steam explosion treated feathers. And the end of life, in this case, as I said, is the biodegradability in soil. Then we have seed trays and forest trays. In both cases, they are used to seed growth or plants growth. And we are using to develop then steam explosion treated feathers. End of life or expected end of life is biodegradability in soil. And finally, hydroponic foams. And in Unlock, we aim at replacing this the conventional polyurethane foams by biodegradable materials. And in this case, we are using microbial fermentation or steam explosion treated feathers.
And so all products are
All of them are agricultural items that are currently used in the market. Yes.
That's very interesting. And so just maybe you could give us a quick overview, because of course Unlock is a collaborative effort with several project partners involved. So maybe you can share a bit more about the partners and their main roles.
Yes, well, as I said at the beginning, CIDETEC is the coordinator and responsible for materials development at a lower TRL. Then we have a group of partners focused on the feather treatment, such as CEDROP, which is a slaughterhouse, Processum, that is responsible of steam explosion treatment, and Biostrax, that is responsible for the microbial fermentation treatment of feathers. Then there is a big group of partners focused on the materials development, including CIDETEC. We also saw Lukaszewicz lead, which is the partner responsible for development of geotextiles at 2 different scales. Techno Packaging, which is an SME in charge of manufacturing of films and molds by blow extrusion. Akudan, the partner which is in charge of thermoforming seeds and forest trays. Plus, which is the responsible of the development of hydroponic farms and the production of these farms. Terra Aquatica for the validation of hydroponic farms, and Bio-me, which is the responsible of the production of compounds at higher TRL. Then we have another group of partners regarding or involved in the cross-cutting activities. So OWS is a company in charge of the biodegradation testing under standardized conditions and LCA and LCC assessment. Farrelly and Mitchell, which is the company in charge for the sectoral analysis of feathers and of the poultry industry and the simulation processes to be upscaled. Of course, Greennovate, you know very well, in charge of the dissemination and communication and exploitation strategies. And Unimos, which is a cluster, agro cluster for the dissemination and creation of a pan-European network.
And so how many partners in total are involved in the UNLOCK project?
So we are 14 partners in total. And well, in fact, we have another one, an affiliated company, which is Atlantis, in charge of the exploitation strategies and the replication of the project, etc.
Okay, perfect. So, of course, moving on, it's always nice to know about the status of the project and what we can expect in the near future. So could you maybe update us on the current status of the UNLOCK project? And are there any initial results you can already share with us? And what are the next steps to come?
Okay, yes, regarding the demo plants for feather treatment, the work is quite advanced. The design of the demo plant for the mechanical grinding is ready and the equipment already ordered. And it is expected that this plant will be operational in July next year, more or less. The other 2 demo plants need some adjustment, but also the due date to be operational is the middle of next year. So regarding the upscaling of component seats, some preliminary trials of thermoforming have been already carried out in Akudan with very good results. And we expect to continue with these trials in the following months. And finally, regarding biodegradation, the results of standardized test shows a faster biodegradation of treated feathers compared with raw feathers. And this result is part of a publication that is going to be published in the following months. And also trials in field with mulch field showed a suitable growth of broccoli, and we launched a new with these results some months ago. And you have also asked about the next steps of the project. So we are continue to upscaling with the demo plants and materials and to analyze the first results of life cycle assessment and life economic assessment, as well as to continue with the outline and the definition of the exploitation plan for the products developed in UNLOCK.
That's very interesting, actually, and sounds very, very promising as well. And now, as a last question, we would like to look ahead to our next interview with Farrelly and Mitchell. What would you suggest? What are some areas and aspects that we could focus on and asking them about?
Okay, for me, the most interesting is to see the results of the analysis of the current value chain of feathers, which is the production of feather meal and fertilizers, and to foresee and or to identify the hotspots to shift to a further-based bioeconomy, which is the main objective of Unlock.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We keep that in mind for our next interview. So we are coming now to an end. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your valuable insights and to be part of the first episode of the Unlock Project podcast. We look forward to continue this series and learning more about other partners in the coming episodes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirel.